I have a son, and sometimes when he is arguing unnecessarily with his sisters, you're tempted to tell him that, listen, men are not supposed to be petty. Can you leave these petty things for your sisters? And, then you draw him away from it. Is it wrong to be socializing our male children, not to be petty, unnecessarily quarrelsome and arguing unnecessarily? Is it wrong? And having gone through all of these things, again, generally, even for grown-up men like you, isn't it just part of life that these things are expected from men? Because traditionally, women also have their roles, and traditionally, men have their roles. Why is that of men becoming such an issue that, for lack of a better word, we need to now start really pitying them and, making theirs look so huge, as if we're putting too much on them? I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
I mean, Adam, I certainly feel your heart while putting these things across. Foremost, let me talk about the children, your boy perhaps arguing with the sisters, and you say, no, you don't have to be petty. Now, where did you get that idea from? That you are a boy, you don't have to be petty. And that is where the internalization. You were groomed by your parents.
But you're a man. You shouldn't be fighting over chicken with
by
girls.
The community where you have come from.
That's
you have
true.
Internalized it. And so this internalization is continuing. You are also grooming your children to appreciate what you were exposed to, what you've been told, what you've seen. So you have internalized it, and you are carrying it on. Now your children, over time, gradually you keep mentioning it, you keep highlighting it, will also internalize it. You grow up, give birth, and begin to do the same. And that is how we continue to do it.
Wow.
And that is why it becomes a norm within, say, the Ghanaian context. And so until we begin to be open-minded and say it's not wrong, perhaps by being petty and speaking up, it is an opportunity for them to begin to talk about how they feel. And remember, the differences between men's mental health and women's mental health. Women are more likely to seek help. They are more likely to talk about how they feel. Men don't. Because Adam tells the young boy, you don't have to be talking too much. You don't have to be petty. So they begin to quell. They begin to suppress. And I must say, suppression is one of the challenges many men face when they have a lot of worries up here. What they are thinking about. Is it about debts? Is it about work-related experiences that is eating them up? They suppress all these things. They are not able to open up, talk to others about it, talk to relevant others, share even with their wives. Think about it if the boss is a female and a husband, a full-blown man, comes home and tell you, my wife, Charlie, my boss, they worry me, they stress me. Imagine the comments that may come from someone who do not understand work-related pressure and what is involved. Many men suppress how they are thinking, how they are feeling, and it begins to affect their behavior. And often it is when this number line analogy, in the negative, we get to the worst stage. And then there is consistency of deviation from the thinking, feeling, behavior. Total deviation from the average. Then the person's behavior is impaired. That is the state we see, and many people say, hey, this person has gone wayward. At that point, it is becoming a psychiatric situation. Such that the behavior is way off. There have been consistency of an impaired mental health that was never addressed, never checked, never responded to, and for that matter, it became a very dire state. And at this point, you need a psychiatrist and possibly a clinical psychologist to work together sometimes even with medication, to be able to help these ones manage themselves. So suppression, we are all contributing to it by virtue of what we say to the boy and that particular girl.